Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have got some major news from Manipur that's been buzzing in the headlines. President's rule has just been imposed after a lot of political drama, ethnic violence and a resignation. President Droupadi Murmu issued a proclamation under Article 356 of the Constitution on Thursday after receiving a report from Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla. So, what exactly is President's rule? In simple terms, it's when the central government steps in to take control of a state's governance. The imposition of President's rule under Article 356 of Indian Constitution effectively transfers all the functions of the state government to the center and the functions of the state legislature to parliament during the period when it is in force. The only exception to this is the functioning of high courts, which remains unchanged. The process begins if the president, on receiving a report from the governor, is satisfied that a situation has arisen in which the government of the state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. In this situation, the president will issue a proclamation which can remain in force for up to 2 months. The Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha must approve it through a resolution before this period expires for it to remain operative further. If approved, the proclamation of President's rule can be extended to 6 months and Parliament can approve further 6-month extensions for up to 3 years. Certain conditions must be met before a proclamation can be renewed by the Parliament beyond a year since it was first issued. Further extensions can only be approved if an emergency has been declared in the country or that particular state, or if the Election Commission certifies that President's rule is necessary due to difficulties in conducting state elections. Till now, 11 times Manipur was under President's rule, and last time it was imposed in the state, it remained in force for 277 days, from June 2, 2001 to March 6, 2002. But here is something interesting. Can the President's rule decision be challenged? Yes. The Supreme Court comprehensively examined the power to impose President's rule and its effect on center-state relations in the case of S.R. Bommai vs. Union of India. A 9-judge bench unanimously held that the President's power to issue a proclamation under Article 356 was subject to judicial review, and courts could examine the decision to see if it suffered from illegality, malafide, extraneous considerations, abuse of power, or fraud. While the Supreme Court acknowledged that the court could not weigh in on the correctness of the President's subjective decision to impose President's rule, it could examine whether the material supplied to the President was relevant to the proclamation made. The court also created guidelines to protect the independence of state governments. Even after a valid proclamation, the court held that only the state legislature would be suspended and that the other limbs of the state government would continue to function unless the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha approved it within 2 months. Without this approval, the court held the dismissed government would be revived. For more current affair updates for all competitive exams, install Daily Bytes app.